seen some of the elements of a trial design. Of course, there are others, and as I said, the objective, but they define the primary outcome, but they also define the type of study you want to do, which is a superiority, a non-inferiority or equivalent trial. And there's also the randomization, which there can be lots to say about this, but I don't have time today. However, I can say that you need to decide a few things: the allocation ratio, the algorithm of your randomization, the method of sequence and delivery, and also when randomization will occur in the trial. Then you need to decide about the collection of the data. So not only how you're going to assess the outcome, but also the methods of the data collection and data processing, which just basically means developing a good database. Then you also need to decide, and this is quite important, who's going to approach the patient, and where, when, and how the patient will be approached. Very important is also you need to give enough and good information, and also enough time to the patient to decide if they want to participate in the trial. Then, to finish with the key element, there's also the aspect of the management and oversight of the study. From the aspect of management, this is done at different levels with the trial management group, a trial office team, trial manager, which sometimes is supported by a trial coordinator, or sometimes it's just called trial coordinator, not trial manager, and of course the chief investigator. And for the oversight, there's usually a data safety monitoring committee and trial steering committee, but these are not needed in all trials. It does depend on the risk associated with the intervention. So you have options and issues with you in designing a trial. The two main options, although I'm just saying that these are the most common, especially if you divide it by early phase and later phase. These are the main options, but of course often you can find trials that they are not falling into one of these two groups. So if you have an explanatory trial, it's usually in the early phase, as I said, because you want to look at if there is an effect. You want to see if actually this treatment is effective. And this is usually analyzed with a per protocol analysis, which looks at ideal condition. This means that you analyze the patient according to the treatment that they actually receive. So you're basically, in simple words, you're throwing away the randomization with this analysis, but it looks at the ideal condition because you are looking at the effect, if there is an effect. So in this instance, the per protocol analysis is quite helpful and is basically the main analysis. While in a pragmatic trial, which is common when in later trials, so in phase 3 or definite trials, when you know that there is an effect, but you want to quantify the extent, or you want to look also at other aspects, it's much more common, the intention to treat analysis, where you analyze the patient according to the treatment that they were actually randomized, regardless of where they swap the other treatment. And this is done to reflect the real life conditions of what actually happened in practice. That's why it's called pragmatic. Of course, as I said, you might have a pragmatic trial, which is a non-inferiority trial. So in that case, you cannot say that your main analysis is an intention to treat analysis, because for a non-inferiority trial, they usually do the per protocol analysis, or at least both together, but not intention to treat. That's the main analysis. And of course, there are other alternative designs. Especially in surgery, you might find expertise-based, cluster trial. There are many others. So you see now to involve statistics in, throughout the trial from the very early stages of the trial. But you need to remember that a good design has input from a lot of different people. So not just statisticians, but also methodologists, health economists if they are needed, to have input from different point of views and perspectives. The elements that you've seen that are covered are interlinking elements. That means that they will affect each other if you change them, if you change either also just one of them. And of course, if you do incorrectly or inadequately one of them, like the design or even just the reporting, they can lead to bias. And that's where I would like to stress the reporting, because you can do a good trial, you can have done a good work, but then when you report it, you're not reporting it appropriately, accurately, and then you're basically throwing away your work, your good work. So that's why there are now reporting guidelines, and I would like to start with the consult statement. This is a list of items which are now adopted, I think. The statement is adopted by many journals. It is required by many journals, so when you go for publication. And this is basically a list of items that needs to be included when you're reporting your trials. It also has a flowchart, which is required as well, usually, and that basically shows the flow of the population through the trial, from the screening to the analysis. And I will advise you to go on their website and look at their extensions of the consult statements, because especially for the non-pharmacological one, which might be particularly relevant in your case, but there are also other extensions of the consult statement. I would like also to introduce you to the Equation Network if you don't know it already. This is also because it's hosted by the Center for Statistics in Medicine. This is an initiative that aims to improve the transparency of medical research in order so that it will be accurate reporting for health and medical research literature. In their website you will find a list of reporting guidelines for different types of studies, not just randomized controlled trials. And there is also a library of good resources and references for health research reporting, and also there are toolkits for authors, reviewers, also teachers, librarians. This is a snapshot from their website, and as you can see there are different reporting guidelines. And I would like to show just to talk about one of these reporting guidelines, which is the spirit statement, which is in a way similar to consult statements. They are similar, but this is more for developing your protocol. So it's again, it's a checklist of items that you need to take into account when you are writing a protocol, when you're developing a protocol. And then it's also reflected in the RCT report. If you have written up an accurate protocol and you're writing a good report of your study, of course they're going to be mirrored in the structure somehow. And it also has a figure, which is an overall schedule of what the participants are going through in terms of time commitment, assessment, intervention as well. So I've seen recently that in their website they are working on electronic tool for facilitating the drafting of the protocol. So I thought it was very interesting, and I thought about telling you because apparently this will be available soon. So I think it would facilitate the drafting of the protocol, which sometimes it can be a bit tricky. So that's it for today. I hope you find of interest, and I would just like to give you some references and resources. The first one is a good basic book with simple statistics, and many people already know it, I'm sure about. would like to, I just wanted to give you some references. And just as he mentioned, I think, if you go on their website or if you come and see me later and you are interested in knowing more about trial methodology, about the conduct and analysis, the CSM, the Center for Statistics and Medicine, is running a course in September, an RCT course. And so if you want to know more, either go on the website or I have some leaflets with me, so come and see me later if you're interested. Thank you.